Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all greatly appreciated, so thank you in advance. Now, there was no way we were going to end a list like this without talking about, at one point, one of my most favorite franchises of all time. This is Uncharted 2. Now, the reason I picked the second game is, to me, this is the peak of the series. Whereas Mass Effect was like my Star Wars, Uncharted was my Indiana Jones. Like, I'm such a big Nathan Drake fan. You know, the wiseacre remarks, kind of like Spider-Man. You know, he's got that, you know, every situation he's got to make a joke, but also he is really trying to get the job done and is overall a really good dude that comes from humble beginnings, right? But the reason that we all enjoy this game is the gameplay of it. Like, this game, whereas with Tomb Raider, I enjoyed the game, but I never really was a big Tomb Raider fan. I always felt like it was kind of weird as far as the controls, or at least for me, it was a little difficult. I felt like this game, you know, again, does the thing that I always enjoy, which is make it really easy for me to feel like I'm doing really cool stuff. And this was a time where, like, the set piece gaming became such a big kind of draw of the AAA games. You know, everybody had to have these big set pieces where all this stuff was happening, and it was, you know, crazy action, you know, basically emulating the movies, but in video game form. And Uncharted was definitely at the top of the list as far as doing this well. Another thing about this game that I really enjoyed, although I was not able to get you any footage of it, was they had a multiplayer game mode that we played a lot of. Now, I'm not saying this multiplayer mode was balanced or fair or anything like that, because it really wasn't. It essentially kind of punished you in the early levels because there were certain perks and things that you only got from leveling up. And one of them was like you could see through walls, which was really, really unfair. And it's like the last perk that you get. And we were playing the game trying to figure out how come everybody knew where we were at all times. And then all of a sudden we found out that there was this perk that lets you see through walls and kind of just see skeletons of everybody. It makes it really unfair, but it was you know, it had the same gameplay as the actual single player, and it was just kind of goofy, and you know, we just liked it for some reason. But you know, the campaigns in this game, the single player modes, the stories, the way, you know, Nathan Drake is always getting himself into, you know, more trouble, although in the bases, in a lot of cases, he's not the one doing anything wrong, but then, you know, he does stuff like try to steal from his employer and things like that. So, you know, he gets his comeuppance, but at the end, when he gets a chance, he always makes the right decision. You know, it's a type of game where, you know, in the end that you're going to be successful, no matter how many, you know, bad twists and turns it takes. But you want to go on this ride because that's part of it, is going through that journey with this character. So this was a game that, you know, after the first game, which wasn't bad but wasn't great, what Uncharted 2 did for the series and just for this type of game, and was so big, at least in my circles. You know, we really like this game. I enjoyed going through it multiple times, trying to get all the little secrets and treasures and things like that. Definitely didn't 100% it, but you know, I had fun every time I tried to do it, so I really enjoyed it. And as I said, there was no way we were going to talk about all of these games, especially during this time of the PS3 360 era, and we weren't going to talk about one of the at least most critically acclaimed entries in that genre. So I know if you are a fan of this series, love to hear from you. If you get a chance to play any of the Uncharted games, you know, even the ones that they just did recently, definitely do it. You know, there's not a bad Uncharted game. This is just my personal favorite, so I wanted to make sure we shouted it out on this series. So yeah, love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.